Hey guys, it's Greg. In this video, I would like to show you Shattered Lands. This is a skirmish for at least 2 players, but you can play it even with 6 players, but then you have to play it in teams. So in this game, you are going to control 2 heroes from one of the 3 factions, and well, you're going to compete for victory points to win the game. As you can see, the game is built with different levels. It's with this 3D effect. It's not so very common board games world to have this kind of board on the table, so it's very cool and unique. But also, it's made with acrylics. I mean, everything is made with plastic, with acrylics, so it can be quite something different than we are used to with everything made of cardboard. So if you are interested in this title, just check out the rest of this video. So as you can see, Shattered Lands is set on a table. I think I need to rotate it to show you how this game looks like. It's made of acrylic, glossy acrylic, so I hope it's going to look good on this video. So as you can see on the board, well, we have different layers of the map, and players are going to fight each other on these levels for victory. So this game is a deathmatch, more or less, where each player is going to control 2 heroes, and they're going to fight for, I think, nether points. Yes, nether points that are tracked around the edge of this arena. So let's go through all the elements and mechanics of this game. First of all, as I said, board, different levels. Right, we have different tokens on the board. So we have, for example, in here, trap. Every time the player enters this trap, something happens. Obviously not very cool for this player. We also have portals and voids that every time a player is again pushed to the void, well, they are dead, and this is it. I mean, obviously they are going to respawn, but well. We have heroes, they are also acrylics, and we have this track around. This is this nether track where you're going to score points, and this track is also split in different colors: green, yellow, but for me it's green, and orange and red. So those colors are also used when it comes to casting spells. I'm going to tell you in a second. So the more points you have, I guess, the more powerful spells you also can use. And this is the board, the arena. Apart of that, we also have those boards for players. On those boards, you're going to put your 2 heroes in the middle, and on both sides you have places where you're going to track different actions that you can activate. And what else? We also have those tokens for each of the factions. So in this game we have 3 factions, and those tokens represent different lands of the factions. So we have purple, we have blue, and obviously we also have the third one, the green one. And those are specific because those are also moss locations, and those moss locations are unique for this green faction, which are, druids. So the game is about gaining those nether points. The player that gets the most nether points, so I think 36, is the winner. And you are going to get those nether points by killing, defeating enemy heroes, by creating the lands of your color on the map, depending on the level. Different amounts of nether points you're going to get. So in here you're going to get 1 point because this is the first level, and in here you're going to get 4 points because this is 4th level. And player is also going to get 1 nether point every time opposing character enters the land of your color. So in this example, blue would get 1 nether point. Now, but before we go into the details, I also want to show you those boards and not boards, but characters, because this is a very unique thing. And well, I love what they just made with this one. So we have 3 characters, 3 heroes for each faction, and those heroes and the cards of each of the hero is double-sided, and on the bottom, as you can see, we have a part of the words syne, and in here we have ergy. So we have synergy, and you are going to combine those 2 heroes, creating this synergy and completing this sentence. So whenever your team hero deals or receives any damage, something happens, and those effects are unique for each of the heroes, and those beginnings of the sentences are also unique for each of the heroes. So you can create completely unique sets of synergy between your characters. And when you choose them, you're going to put them on your player board like this. So you created synergies word, you have the synergy over here, and you're going to use this pair to the end of the game. Now on this player board we also have 2 tracks of health for each of the heroes, and on both sides we have different actions that those heroes can perform. And you're going to track those actions using cubes. So in a game for 2 and 3 players, each player is going to get 4 cubes, and this is it. So you can activate basically 4 actions. And how you're going to split those actions is up to you. Maybe you want to activate only one hero with 4 cubes, or maybe you want to split it evenly. Now I am talking about factions. So in this game, each faction is completely different. The blue ones that I showed you, those are assassins. They're very mobile, and they can perform actions, deal damage, without casting spells. We also have mages. So here we have an example of mages. As we can guess, they are going to keep other players on a distance, and they are going to cast a lot of spells to destroy them. And finally we have druids. I already told you, druids are using this moss special ability, which is unique for them, and I'm going to tell you more about it in a second. And each of those factions is going to get also this deck of cards, this deck of spells. This deck is completely unique for each of the factions. So as I said, each of them is completely unique with different mechanics and with different spells. The game is with 3 factions, but you can play it with 2 players, obviously, using 2 factions. But if you wish, you can even play it with 6 players, but then 2 players are controlling 1 faction. So 1 player one character for 1 player. I also should mention, I think, that this setup, I just made it up. It's nothing that you can find it in a rule book, so maybe those elements are not laying in the right position, but it doesn't matter, because I just wanted to show you how this board can look like when you set things up. But I think it's not very different than what I saw in the rulebook. Now, what is very unique in this game, I already mentioned that you are going to get, for example, 5 nether points every time you will defeat the opposing player. And when you are getting these 5 nether points, it's up to you how many of them you are going to get, those nether points, or how many points you wish to spend to draw spell cards. So every point that you decide to spend on the cards, you are just gaining 1 card, and in the end you are gaining 1 point less on this track. So if you would get 5 victory points, nether points, you can decide that, okay, you are going to get 3 over here, and 2 is converted for spells, for a card that you're going to use. Now let's go briefly through the skills. So what do we have here? On the bottom we have an effect of the card. So Sky Javelin is going to deal 2 damage to a hero in range. You can't target fields in a shadow. So I think those are just below the upper level. So in this example, I think this one is just in a shadow. And how you're going to read this distance. So first of all, this middle section shows me the distance on my level. So I can attack from 0 to 1 damage, so from 0 to 1 hex from me. So I can, attack against myself and next to my location. So in this example, here and here. But there's both here and here shows me which locations beneath and up of me I can also attack. So I can attack each level that is below me, and it's up to 3 levels below me. So I am on a 2nd level. I can also attack in here, because in this distance that I have is 1. So 1 is over here, and this shows that I can also attack 1 below. If I would stand over here, this means that this person is 2 levels below me. It's 1, 2, 3. So it's 2 levels below me. I can still use this spell because the range is 3. If I would be standing here and this guy is standing here, I also can use this spell because this person is 3 levels below me. 1, 2, 3, and in range of 1. So it's just, let's say, adjacent to me, but many levels below. So this is how you're going to read it. And same with up. So if I would be standing here and this guy is standing here, I can cast this spell because he is 1 level above me. So, and the distance is 3, so I can attack him from this location. So this is how you're going to read it. Now another one, this is a reaction card, avoid fall damage. So if you are pushed, for example, you can use it to avoid damage, and this is a free action, so you're not going to spend cubes to activate it. Increase fall damage when you fall on another hero by 2. So if you are falling from, well, high place and you're falling on a different player, this player is going to get hits, damage, and not you. And so on. Free action, your next attack this turn will deal +2 damage, it cannot be countered. Grappling hook, move to a field in range. Next, if the enemy's hero is on adjacent field, deal 1 damage to that hero, otherwise draw 1 card. So if I would play this one, I can use it to in a distance from 0 to 2, and the distance is even up to 2 levels. So my distance is 1 and 2, so this is maximum, and I can cast it with the range of 2 levels. This is first level and this is second level, and here is 1 and 2. So I can just using this grappling hook, I can jump over here because of this possibility of moving up to 2 levels. And the same goes with this one. If I would be standing here and with distance of 0 and 2, and I can move down by 3 levels, so this is enough. I could, just using grappling hook, move over here and nothing would happen. I wouldn't lose any health points because of the jump, for example. So those are different actions, different cards. As I said, those blue faction, those assassins are very mobile. That's why they have so many attacks and movement around the board. When it comes to the mages, I believe in here we are going to find more of skills and attacks and prismatic blast and another cyclone and very nice graphics. Memory trick, free action, draw 1 card from the top of your discard pile. Play this card when your health is about to drop to 0. Place yourself outside of the arena with 1 health, sacrifice 1 point, and so on and so on. So those cards, every time you're going to, when the dex runs out, you're just going to shuffle it and get your cards back to your hand. So I mentioned you the range, I mentioned you the cards. Now let's go through all the actions, and those actions are quite simple. So we have few of them. First one is movement, so you can move by 1 up to 5 locations if you would like to move up. So for example, let's just move those here. If I would like to move, just doing basic movement, I can spend 2 I can spend 2 movement points to go up by 1 level. So if I'm standing here directly below the location, I can go up. This is the movement. You also can jump. So if you wish, you can jump from upper level to the lower level and be on the same level by 2 locations. What is important, if you are jumping from high ground to the lower ground, you're going to lose health. But if you are jumping from higher ground to the lower ground and you are aiming to jump onto another player, this player is going to lose health points and not you. Another action that you can perform is just this one, and it's casting a spell. So you need to spend a cube, an action point to just basically cast a spell, and this is it. Another action is to create a ground. So you need to spend 1 action point to create a ground of your color. And as I said, depending on the level, you are going to get a different amount of this nether point. So in here is 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, and 4 points at this higher ground. And every time the opponent enters this location, you're going to get 1 point. When it comes to this green player with the most tokens, you are not going to get points for creating moss over here. So it's not so easy to get so many points so easily, because this moss is spreads around quite quickly, especially when you're using the spells, the action cards. So it's quite easy to have a lot of moss on the board. But when you're putting the moss, you're not going to get nether points. You're going to get those nether points every time the opposing player enters the location with the moss. You can also activate your hero ability, so this is another action, and each hero also comes with specific unique ability assigned to this specific character. And finally, we have a final action, which is meditation, where you can draw additional cards to your hand. I think 2. Yes, 2, and then you're discarding 1 from your hand, and it can be any card from your hands that you have. So this is it. Those are the all actions that you can perform. And as I said, you're going to split them between those 2 characters if you wish. Maybe you prefer to activate 1 if this situation on the board is not dramatic for the second one. I already told you about these different locations, so traps, voids, and teleports. So no more, at least in this prototype, no more different terrain elements we have here. And well, this is basically it. You are going to attack each other and kill opponents, and for each destroyed opponent, you're going to get 5 points. I think at the end I should mention that there is also a mechanic of pushing your opponents, and that's why it's important in this game, because well, this is the way to force opponents to enter your ground, or maybe this is a way to force your opponents to be pushed to the void and be consumed by the void, and so on. So this mechanic is very important, and you want to use it. But at the same time, as I already mentioned previously, those cards in your hand can be reaction cards, and some of them can stop this push effect. So you never know what's gonna happen on this modular board. So this is it. Those are Shattered Lands. The game is very unique. I must say, we don't have many board games on the market that uses this 3D effect and different layers to create the board. The idea of using acrylics is also very nice, because they are definitely more durable than cardboard, but at the same time, I had to be very careful assembling everything to not damage this. I believe this is a prototype, so I hope this is not going to be an issue in the final product. But the game looks, I must say, stunning on the table, even if with this glossy effect. It's very unique, and this is also a quite fast game, so you can play it even a few times during one game night. So if you are interested in Shattered Lands, just check out the description below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and see you in the next one.